Welcome back to the channel. I'm Will, the Director of Training here at Centurion Holdings LLC. Today we're going to talk to you about one of the most misunderstood, underutilized, and undertrained facets of all self-defense, martial arts, whatever you want to term it, and that's footwork. Check it out. When we started this channel, one of the first things we did was we videoed our sets in the series. That was our punch set, our kick set, elbow set, knee set. One of the things we also showed was a footwork set. It's a basic series of footwork, just shows you front, back, left, right. Not really complicated, wasn't designed to be complicated. It's a way to get a beginner moving, get their feet out of the concrete and get them to move in something other than just front and back or standing stock still. I'll put the link to that in the description below. I'm not going to rehash it here. However, there are patterns within that footwork movement that we can add to it, or you can use to supplement once you understand how to move. That first thing is very robotic. Front, back, left, right, hoo. Rock'em sock'em robots. That's not what we're looking for when we're defending ourselves, when we're sparring, etc., etc. You take a fight in the cage, whatever. So some of that we have to do. We have to have some movement. We have to have motion, and footwork is how we do that. When I was refereeing Muay Thai MMA fights here in this state, one of the things I noticed, especially at the amateur level, was barring some wild shot that just happened to catch somebody and knock them out or put them out for the fight, was usually the guy with better footwork won that fight. 85–90% of the time, the guy with better footwork would win this fight. And you can't do that with robotic patterns like we showed in that first video. Again, that was a basic video to show you just how we move basically. Today we're going to show you some different patterns. The first one we're going to work on is just what we call a basic rocker shuffle. So we start out in a good stance, and I keep my weight 50-50 on my feet, centered in there in the middle, and I'm just hands high. Don't get into the habit of putting your hands down just because you're doing footwork drills. Keep the hands high, and I'm just going to bounce back and forth. That's all this is. I'm just bouncing back and forth, keeping that same stance. I can move forward with that, okay? I can move backwards with this. I can move left. I can move right. I can take my patterns. And that's all it is. Just a basic rocker shuffle. Nothing fancy, just a basic rocker shuffle. All right, the second one we're going to work on is just a basic march. And when we take this is from a little more traditional Muay Thai, as we put our good stance in, and instead of being 50-50, weight distribution on my legs, I'm going to be a little more 70-30. I'm going to be lighter on that front leg. And the key here is that I'm looking for an easy, quick keep off the front leg. Just a quick, fast front kick there. That's my yard, that's my fence, and it protects me when somebody comes into my yard. And that's what we're looking for. Also, if they're attacking that front leg, because it is an easy place to attack, it helps me shield, leg check, move it to the inside on a cross shield, or if it's hit on the inside, ride that as well. And again, like I said, it can be used for a good attack, it can be used for better defense, and as I make my movements, it just keeps that same, and just that quick tap. It's a little bit slower set of footwork than that rocker shuffle is, and that's okay. There's a time and a place for both of them. You'll figure that out through the sparring drills. The third one we're going to work on today is a pendulum footwork. This is a little different because usually we like to take a step for distance and a step for platform reset. Distance, platform. Distance, platform. That's what we preach, that's what we always tell everybody, and that's right. But there's also a time to change that up just a little bit. This time, instead of being step and platform, it says step here, and then platform out with that front leg. Or just the opposite, like I just did, going backwards. And so basically what happens is this foot kicks up to this foot and drives forward, or if I'm moving backwards, it kicks to this foot and moves backwards here. And it's an explosive motion, so it pushes, boom, and it allows me to move forward or away from my opponent in a much faster footwork than just stepping. This is good if I'm trying to shoot that quick jab, or I'm standing here and he's coming in with a kick to the body. I don't have time to cover. I don't want, maybe he's a really strong kick. I don't want to cover because that hurts. So I can move out of the way and let that go by and get right back in to get my re-hits on it. So pendulum is a good way to enter, good way to exit, and it's fast, it's explosive, and even as an old guy, you can still do it. Fourth one we're going to work on today is our pivots to both sides. That's a step and a quarter turn. What I don't want to do, if we look at this tape line, I put my front foot on that tape line, I don't want to just pivot. My foot is still on that line. I'm still on the railroad tracks. So if this guy is shooting in to do a double leg on me and trying to take me down, and I just turn, all I've done is given him just a better target. So I'm going to step to the outside of that line, and then make my pivot on the toes, don't pivot on the heels, I keep my toe on there, and now I've got off that railroad tracks. That allows me to put these techniques into motion to keep him off of me. If I want to do that on the back legs, the same thing. Put that on the tape line, I take that step, and now what you notice here is that if I just pivot, that leg is still in the danger area, right? So when I do this one, I have to step this leg back and change my stance. If you find this way, you're comfortable fighting out of the southpaw stance, awesome, wonderful, great. That just makes you a little more dangerous. If not, reset it. Doesn't matter. But just notice when I reset it, I step back, so I'm still creating distance. I don't want to step and then reset this platform and jump right back into the middle of that Amtrak, okay? So for that rear leg, I step to the outside and I can move this. I can stay here and make this my new stance, or I can reset it back into this platform if that's what I'm more comfortable with. Situations may dictate that as well. I may have to start from the southpaw. It may be more prudent for me to move back into a conventional stance. Either way, get offline first, then make your pivot. So for our fifth set of footwork, we're going to bring out a little prop here. Today we're going to use our trusty, tried, true, and delivered, and wonderfully made, excellent product from Cageside. We're going to use just their tie pad. And if you're not using Cageside tie pads, you're wrong. I'm going to put this on the floor because our last one is a circle. It's nice to have something, especially when you're first learning how to circle, because if you don't, what we see is a lot of times is that front leg sticks, and you end up more of a pivot in one spot than really a circle. This gives us something to go around. So I'm going to circle again out of my good stance, and I'm going to take, it doesn't matter, I'm going to start with the lead leg, and I step that outside and I turn just a little bit, step and turn, 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 until you get really comfortable with this, and then you can make that just a simple, easy. The key on this is this isn't wrestling. When I did this in high school wrestling, we were always here making this circle, okay? That's great, because all I had to worry about was the guy's double leg and single leg. I didn't have to worry about him throwing punches, throwing knees, throwing elbows, throwing kicks. I didn't have to worry about the self-defense aspect of it. All I had to do was get a hold of him, put him on the ground, put his shoulders down, and get my pin. So that was an easy way to do it, to learn that circle. We have to worry about keeping the stance. And that's why I told you, little step, little turn, little step, little turn, until I get comfortable, and then I can make it into a much more fluid motion. When you start that rear leg and do the same thing, little step, little turn, little step, little turn, little step, little turn, till you get comfortable, and then you can move around. And that's why having a prop becomes so important. Because without this, we tend to see beginners, new people, and they start doing this kind of thing. And that foot hasn't really moved. I'm still in the train tracks, which is a danger area. So just find you something, call Boomer, buy yourself a set of these tie pads. They're excellent. I've had these for a little over a year and a half, 2 years, and they're still in great shape. Nothing's frayed. The Velcro is still wonderful. It hasn't gone loose. They're great products. So, Cageside, find those. And then I can work on my circles in either direction without really losing my stance, and that's the key. Just a quick video this week, guys, on different patterns of footwork. Think about it. First we did the rocker shuffle, then we did the march, then we did the pendulum, then we did the pivots, step and quarter turn, then we did a circle. Buy your props from Boomer too, by the way, Cageside. Did I say that already? I think I said that already. Cageside MMA. Take these, practice these. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's footwork pattern video. Like I said in the beginning, this is the most misunderstood, underutilized, and undertrained component of martial arts, self-defense, whatever you want to be. It has to be something you're consciously aware of and you're consciously working on, or it falls by the wayside because everything else is so much sexier and cooler and so much more fun, and we enjoy that so much more, but you're missing one of the fundamental building blocks of self-defense when you don't do your footwork. Put that in there. You can see us at CenturionHoldingsLLC.net. You can contact me at CenturionHoldingsLLC@gmail.com. We're always available for seminars, for private lessons, for partner lessons, for small group classes. We're available for fitness instruction. You can check out the QR code right there, and we'll see you next time.